Hello y'all, this is Jamaican 5288 and today we are going to do cocoa bread. Yay! So here we go. I got my sifter out, I got a bowl out. And the first thing I'm going to need is 3 cups of flour. So this is 1/3 of a cup, so I'm going to get 9 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Go ahead and sift this out. It's important to sift your flour if you want a smoother dough. You want to get all the little rough pieces of flour out, because there are going to be a couple. All right, I'm going to take this. Already tapped. See, I'm tapping it to get all of the excess flour out. Put this in the sink. I don't need it anymore. Okay, so I have my flour. Next thing I'm going to use is some coconut milk. Recipe calls for 1 cup of milk, and I am using straight up coconut milk. Make sure you shake your can because there's going to be a lot of oil and debris, not debris, on the top of your can. It's just got a thing to... They sell cocoa bread with beef patties, and they're not cheap. They're bread. One piece of bread used to cost $1. I'm sure it's more now. I haven't bought cocoa bread in a long time. But as a kid, I would eat this with my patties. It wasn't the same thing. I mean, it would make a meal out of the patty. Okay, I'm gonna get a cup out of here. Pour that in, and you know I use coconut milk all the time, so I'm not worried that I'm gonna have any of this left over by tomorrow. Okay, got that in there, and now we're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I found my I found my good ones. Stuck in the back of the drawer, so I washed them off, and here we are. So a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. There we go. I'm going to get some brown sugar. And I like my cocoa bread sweet, so I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of sugar. And the sugar is going to help out the yeast. The flour helps the yeast, but the sugar also helps the yeast. Some people say just use white sugar. White sugar is more granulated than brown sugar, but I like brown sugar, so I'm going to use that. 1, 2, 3. Cover this back up, get back organized. And then we're going to use a whole pack of active yeast. There we go, my yeasty. Let me go and get a spoon. I thought I had all my... Oh, here's a spoon. I was fussing at myself, and I did have it. Okay, so I'm going to mix all this stuff together till it starts balling up. Then I can use my hands. See how clumpy it's starting to get? Before I put my hands on there though, we'll go ahead and get my board out. I have a big board over there with another project, so I gotta use this one. Now I don't like a mess around me, so I'm gonna move some of this stuff out the way. I'll be right back, y'all. So I don't need any more. Okay, starting to stick together too much for me. So now, see how sticky it's getting? So now we're going to use our hands. Make sure your hands are clean. You don't want any extra dirt in your flour, or any dirt in your flour, I should say. Your hand touches a lot of things. Hands and forearms. That's why you see a lot of medical staff, they always wash their hands and then their forearms, because this part of your body touches a lot of stuff too. Moving this dough together. It's getting there. Look, look, it's starting to ball up on me. Move my spoon out the way. I'm wondering why it ain't working right. This is not my mixing hand. This one is. So here we go. Y'all see I'm picking all that stuff up right as I go along. This is a workout. Put a little bit of coconut milk in it to pick up the debris. There we go. I just put a tip. That was maybe a half a tablespoon. Maybe. We got to work this dough for about 10 minutes. I'm going to put a little bit of flour on this board. Whew. Make sure I don't get any dough in the flour. Move y'all over a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Got my dough out. And I'm going to knead it. You're going to knead your dough for approximately 10 minutes. And I will come back once I finish kneading. You see what I'm doing? You're going to knead this dough out until the consistency changes, and you'll know because there'll be an equilibrium throughout the dough, and it'll all feel like it's the same consistency. Right now, some parts of this dough is harder than others. So I'll come back in a second, all right? Hey. Okay, and I've kneaded it for about 10 minutes. And the consistency is like a rubber band. That's what you want. So we're going to make it into a ball. Jesus, you don't want a boil, you want a ball. And get some oil. Take the same bowl. Get all my extra dough out of here. Put some oil in the bowl. Rub it in the bowl. I don't want my dough to stick. I'm going to let this thing rise in this bowl. There's some oil in my hand. This is just virgin extra EVOO, extra virgin olive oil. Get some dough, some oil in my hands. I'll make this shiny like a crystal ball. You see that? It's shiny like a crystal ball. Put it in my bowl. cover it with some wax paper, not wax paper, with some plastic wrap. Don't give me the blues, plastic wrap. Don't embarrass me. Put that over there. Just cover it up. Get a towel, dish rag, and let it sit for an hour. See you guys in an hour, okay? I've let my dough rest for over an hour, and it's about doubled in size. Here it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I am going to punch it down. Right? Not a lot of kneading here. Maybe 5-10 minutes. Not even that, 2 minutes. You see I'm rolling it under. You see that? Taking it and rolling it under. So, take that. I'm going to cut it in half. Should I use a knife? And I'm going to cut this into 3 equal pieces. That's 1. That's 3 right there. This 1 right there. And this 1 right there. This one is a little bit bigger than the rest, so I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to take it and I'm going to roll it under. Right, I have 6 pieces now that are about the same size. I'm going to take it and I'm going to roll it under. Let me move this out the way. I'm going to put these pieces on the on there. Put that on the plastic. Roll it under and make it out of a ball like that. All right. Let me get my rolling pin. Now I have a pan here with some wax paper. Get the towel out of it. This is annoying me. And I am going to put a little bit of flour on this board before I roll it out, and a little bit on my little bit on my board, a little bit on my rolling pin, just so it doesn't stick. Right. I melted some butter and some coconut oil and mixed it together. I'm gonna brush that on. I'm gonna brush that on this wax paper. I could have used foil, but foil, they're finding out that foil causes Alzheimer's, so I'm going to try to cut down on my foil usage. So I'm putting some oil on my wax paper, some butter and oil, just so it won't stick. Take that, pinch this under, take my rolling pin and roll it out. I wish I could have played some music for you, but the powers that be don't, I hear they gig for that, so they gig you for that, army term, gig. So I don't want to get in any trouble or have any problem with copyright problems, so I'm not going to put any music on. My stove is preheated to 350, and that was just the alarm telling me that it is ready I don't want this flat, 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 but I do want a sizable cocoa bread, which is why I'm rolling it out. I'm trying to make them, not going to make them perfect because I'm not perfect, but I want to make them kind of round. Then I'm going to take my oil and my butter. I put a little bit of salt in this butter. If you have unsalted butter, put a little bit of salt in there. So this is like a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of coconut oil. Take that and rub it over it. Give it some love, some butter love. And I'm going to flip it over and put it in my pan. Next one. Take this one, roll it under into a ball, pinch it, make it pretty, make it pretty. Now roll this one out. Can you see me? I got stuff all over the place. Roll it out. I'm gonna get a bigger board. I know what I'll do. I have a piece of granite that I didn't know what to do with. It's bigger than this, and of course granite doesn't slide as much. The countertop is granite, but I don't want to use my countertop. I don't have to clean that thing up, and I'm afraid the flour is going to get embedded in the granite. It won't get, because this is polished granite, but I don't like working off the granite surface where they have a board. So I have a piece of granite, and I'm going to bring it in from another place, and I'll start using it with my recipes. It's just sitting there. It's not serving any purpose where it is. Uh-oh, I gotta put some more flour on this thing. It's not doing anything where it is. It's just sitting there. I didn't know what to do with this. I also have a piece of cutting board, or what do they call it? Butcher board. I guess I could use that too. What do you think about that? So I'm trying to get them around the same size. I'm going to take some butter. I'm going to give it some butter love again. Get that all over there. I'm running out of butter. Man, I'm going to have to make some more. Flip it over. Put it there. Might have to get a bigger box. Yeah, I think we're going to have to get a bigger pan. This pan is going to be easier for me to work with. This one is going to be too tight. That. Much better. Much better. I have to spread them out. Okay, on to the next one. Make sure I don't have any butter on this pan. Okay. Put some flour on the surface. Take another piece. Punch it down a little bit, make it into a nice ball. Flatten it down. Flatten it down. Roll it out. Okay. Take the butter. Flip it over. Do not press down. Just flip it over. Next one. I've done 3, so I'm going to finish this up. The oven is preheated to 350. I'm going to roll these out and I'll be right back. So I have them all rolled out. And you want this thing, you don't want these things to, you don't want to pinch this. You just want to flip them over. Do not mash them down, nothing. Just flip them over. Okay, I'm going to take a pot towel, cover them up for 15 minutes. And we'll be back. Just a minute. So we let it sit for 15 minutes and they risen a little bit. My timer just went off. We're going to sit it in the oven for about 20 minutes or until it's about a golden brown. Again, my oven is preheated to 350. Put these in here. I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes and I'm going to come back and I'll be right back with you. Cocoa bread. I love cocoa bread. And our timer has just went off. They've been in there about 20 minutes. Let's take a look. Let me get my mitts before I burn my hands. And here we go. I'm going to take some butter and I'm going to melt it on top of these to make them nice and juicy looking. Get a small dish. That's enough. I think I'm just about a tablespoon of butter. Another brush. Wipe this brush off. I washed it. Oh, I broke the brush. All right, I fixed the brush. We don't want to burn our butter, so I'm going to do it 30 seconds. That's good enough. Should be melted. Sure enough, it is. I am on the ball. I'm on the ball. I'm on the ball. So we're going to take our butter. I'm going to cover that up. Make it a little juicy, not dried up like a chip. We want butter on our rolls. I'm going to get them off this pan. This pan is still hot. I can hear the butter frying, so that means it's still cooking, and I don't want it to cook anymore. Make sure I get them nice and covered. Yeah, I want them off of this thing. Yep. So, here they are. Cocoa bread, right? Still hot. Let me move the pan out the way. So let me show you. I'm going to take one. I'm gonna open it up. You see how that looks? Let me get a piece of a knife. So this is what it looks like. So you see that it opens up? That's how cocoa bread is. And you stick your patty in there or your cheese. And let me show you what the middle looks like. Get my rusty, dusty, or clean bread knife. Back in the corner you go. I want you to see what the consistency looks like. Perfect bread. Perfect sandwich bread. Oh my God, this is so good. This is so good. It's better than the store. Do it. This is Jamaican 5288. You have to do this. These cocoa breads are off the chain. Way better than stuff you could buy in the stores. Please follow my recipe. Like and subscribe. Take care of yourself. I'm going to eat my cocoa bread. And take care of each other. Bye.